Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gabe.
It's Caleb.
And today you were listening to the 52nd episode of the Positive Outlook podcast.
52nd episode.
And I can't help but just sit here and think about the year.
Where did time go?
It has been crazy.
Yeah.
This is our 52nd episode. If you guys don't know, we upload weekly, which means this is our 52nd year of the Positive Outlook podcast, which means...
Wait, what?
52nd week, sorry.
It's all good.
We're not that old. 52nd week of Positive Outlook podcast, which means we are concluding our first year.
Yeah.
So this is our season finale. We're not going anywhere, though. We're still going to do some other content for the channel for now. I'm currently moving. I move out of here in like a week. I did find somewhere to go, so that's awesome. So
it's a nice place, too.
Yeah, talking about in the last episode how we said is something that you're really worrying about going to matter in a month or a year. It doesn't.
Not even a week, really.
Yeah,
well, maybe a week, but...
Yeah, a little over a week, but we are here, and I have somewhere to go, so we are setting up a brand new studio. It's a sad day. This is the last time we're recording in this studio.
Yep.
It is very sentimental.
This is our, as we always told every guest that came in and got to see the studio for themselves, this is our equivalent to starting in a garage.
Yeah, so this is, like how Steve Jobs started in a garage. This is the equivalent. So if you guys don't know, our studio is just my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of how cool we make it sound or look, it is, at the end of the day, it's just my bedroom.
Yep.
And so it's a very humbling experience to look at where we started and where we are today. And so that's what inspired today's episode topic.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic for today is remember why you started.
Remember why you started.
And I think it is such a beautiful idea because through everything that Caleb and I have gone through with the podcast, we've never changed from our roots. And we might have had different perspectives or different goals or a different vision with the podcast, but at the end of the day, it's all because we started somewhere.
And we despite whatever differences we may have, our main mission never changed. It's the same mission for both of us overall.
Yeah.
And again, we are just inspired to inspire.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with some episode 1 stuff. Looking back at our first episode, why did we start?
Why did we start? I remember, if we're going off of what we said in the first episode, there's a lot of negativity out in the world, as everybody knows. And it's actually funny because I watched myself go down all these rabbit holes in the early episodes. Yep. But yeah, there's so much negativity. And so we just wanted to, kind of along with like Tony Rubleski, like just positively disrupt people. Yeah. I don't know if that's trademarked. And so I'm not trying to bump into anything here, but seriously, that's like our main focus was to just give people positivity when you go so long without it is like a breath of fresh air. Okay. And so we just want to deliver to people, give them new perspectives, new viewpoints on things, and just let them know that like struggles are okay.
Yeah. Struggles exist and we're all going to get through them. And beautifully said on the message that we hold through Positive Outlook is that we want others to be aware that they're not alone in their journey. Pretty much that they're not alone in their journey, and we are here. We have your back.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, like whatever you're facing, reach out. We have your back. And when we first started, we were going through, like the BS of life, where everything was kind of just bringing us down. And we decided, why not make a podcast, And now here we are a year later, and I mean, both of us have grown so much.
Oh my gosh.
And it's incredible. And all the people that we have impacted along the way is the exact reason why we started. And sitting here today, knowing that 52 weeks ago, we told ourselves, I want to help one person.
Yep.
We don't care if it's just one person. We want to help one person. And now that we're almost to like 100,000 streams.
Across all platforms.
We have a great YouTube following. We created this, and we are... kind of envisioning and making that whole compass that we started with lead to somewhere.
Yeah.
And it is incredible. And so I guess this message stands, and this kind of anecdote that we're spelling out to you guys is that you all had a goal in mind, whether it was a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago, that maybe you strayed away from, or maybe you're still on it like Caleb and I. And when you hit those points of struggling, or when you're hitting the points of maybe questioning if you're worth the outcome of this challenge, if you're ready to take it on, things like that, take a step back and remember why you started.
Yep.
this is such an emotional episode, and I love it because it is like this is awesome.
This is like our we've had all sorts every step of the way. We've watched this become more and more real in so many different ways. And now that we're like getting an actual little studio room just for the podcast, and we're leaving not necessarily our roots, but just where we started. Yeah. It's just like a big deal for us personally. Yeah. I mean, you guys have got to see all sorts of angles of this bedroom.
Yep. We've definitely changed up. Our first episode was recorded on the island.
Yep, out in the kitchen that way.
Mm-hmm. And then the next one, we were coming from that way facing this. So
episode 3, personal growth.
Yeah, and that was all of those were on my webcam until I think we had Kaz on episode 13. Yep. And then we set that up on a little dog cage and had the camera pointing out. And ever since, things have just been improving. But the message stands throughout the whole thing, and I think that's what's important.
Another great thing is we're being enabled by how we've grown and where we've grown to be able to impact people in more ways than we thought even possible. Yeah. Getting out on all the platforms. When we first started, we were just on YouTube. Yep. And so being able to put ourselves out on Spotify and Apple Podcast and even Apple Music, wow! Just the people that we've reached. You guys have no idea how big of an impact you have had on us. It's crazy. Yeah.
I think it's one awesome piece of perspective I just want to share with you guys that I've been thinking about a lot is a year ago, these two kids that were sitting there, we didn't start yet. And I guess maybe we're kind of split up like a week or two away from our actual year. But
yeah, so the channel actually started. The channel was created April 25th, and our first upload was April 26th, a Monday, 2021.
Yeah, and so that little perspective piece is, I look back to those kids that met at the gym and talked to each other and said, "What if we ordered mics and started a podcast and just talked about positivity?" And if those kids saw where we are now, that would be a great motivator and a reason to think, I guess, remembering why you started. Yeah. You know, it encompasses the whole thing. And now it makes me think like the Gabe a year ago would be very proud of me now. I want to keep that going. I want Gabe 5 years from now to be very proud
100%. That's crazy that you bring that up, because that was one of our like early first 4 or 5 episodes. We talked about something similar to that, where it's one of your heroes should always be you 5 years down the road. And another thing too is just this goes to show, guys, like if you pick something, you're gonna suck at it at first, probably. Chances are, if not, lucky you. Good job, good work, congratulations. But chances are you're not gonna be good at it, or you're not gonna be the best, and you shouldn't be, because how much have you learned when we've figured things out and had to sit down and be like, okay, why are we echoing so bad?
Yeah, we had, I mean, anyone who's watched since episode 1 knows that episode 1 and 2, the audio was terrible.
Yeah, left to right audio.
And then we went into 3 up, and I think it probably wasn't until like episode 25 or 26 that we figured out how to stop the echo.
And even then we have, I don't remember, I think it's somewhere in the 30s. This is like the first time I haven't been able to say the exact episode. Yeah. But we had to, I think your mic was like either out or it was just weak at first, and then it pops in. So the first like 7 minutes of an episode, it's just the camera audio, and then it switches to mic. So like even now we still have things we're kind of working on. Yeah. But just the progress overall, if you guys just choose one thing, jump right into it. I was telling my brother the other day, don't tell me what you want to do. Start doing it and ask for like help when you've started, because so many people have these great masterful plans, and sometimes they'll even get started and they'll hit dry spouts. And again, I know I've said this over and over again, but that's why I'm thankful to have you as a co-host, because we've both had some tough challenges throughout this year. It's we're early in our lives still. We're trying to get started on the right foot. Right. We're trying to still go full blast, even though we live an hour and a half away from each other. Yeah. School, work, jobs, side hustles, all sorts of stuff going on. And yet we have still made sure that no matter what, there's an episode once a week. Because first of all, for you guys, and secondly, for us. Yeah. So, but seriously, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it has been a ton of fun. I cannot lie. At the end of the day, There's not a minute of this that I would have traded for comfort or for free time.
Yep. And I don't forget like anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know how well I remember the first day we launched an episode?
Yeah.
I had to drive up to Traverse City to get this electric shock collar for my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad that I was going to miss our first, like, right when it launched. So I was hauling butt up there. It started snowing. It switched to a rain. I came back just in time. I swung over here, and we watched it just shoot up in views because our first episode still is one of our top viewed episodes.
Yeah, we had a ton of support.
And
awesome.
So, you know, just watching that grow out of nothing,
right.
is crazy.
And I guess moving into this next part, I want to ask you, what is your favorite memory from Positive Outlook?
I don't think I can pick a singular favorite.
Okay, what's the funniest? Could be a blooper.
Funniest?
Could be something that we said in an episode.
You know, it still goes back to our first ever blooper reel when you said Positive Outcast or whatever.
And I didn't realize it.
Yeah, and I just dying laughing because this is our like fourth attempt to start it.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna roll that.
Yeah.
So people can see it. So this is the clip. That it was actually our first ever intro. We were trying to do an intro for the first episode.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it. It was so awkward. We weren't comfortable with it.
And quick disclaimer, if you guys are on other platforms, I do recommend going to YouTube because we do have some like video specifics for this episode.
Yeah, we do.
So definitely swing over, but if you can only listen, it's still fun to listen to.
Yeah. So we're going to roll that real quick.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Gabe. This is Caleb. And we're Positive Outcast. I was like, what was funny about that? New podcast name or what? We're Positive Outlook. Sorry about that. Did I say Positive Outlook? Okay.
Yeah, so that one was very funny.
Yeah, you never heard the end of that.
No, I didn't. Everyone who saw us was like, "Oh, you're the guys from Positive Outcast," or stuff like that. It was just funny.
Just giving a hard time because, I mean, at this time, like, to be honest with you, nothing has really come from Gaylord quite like this. And so a lot of people were interested.
Yeah.
I know there's still big supporters out there, and we appreciate you guys. We know who you are. You know who you are. But yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun. I'm sure there's funnier moments, maybe when you had me put the gum.
I was gonna say that's gonna be my favorite moment.
Yeah. It's actually part of one of our intros that we first tried making an intro for our podcast. By the way, next season we should definitely like go full core intro.
Oh yeah, we will.
Sweet.
But I'm gonna roll that one. So I'll give you a little bit of backstory. So Caleb and I were about to record, but he wanted to spit out his gum first, and my buddy Zach was over, and he had his Red Bull sitting next to me. It was probably full, like half full. And I was like, yo, just put your gum in here. It's empty. And you look at me and you're like, is it empty? I'm like, yeah. And you're like, if it's not empty, like I'm going to feel bad or something like that. I was like, go ahead. And you put the gum in it. And I look at you and I'm like, I'm like, it's not empty.
And he does a little shake and you could just hear how full it is.
Yeah. And that was funny. So we'll roll that one. Hey guys, unfortunately this clip is corrupted. It's not letting me put it in. So just trust us. It was a funny clip. And yeah, that one was hilarious.
That was classic.
I love that one.
So yeah, there it is. That's me putting the gum in the can.
It's pretty much the best of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some. There's a ton of them. We have so many funny clips.
Seriously.
Those are the two that definitely have stuck with me.
Top two, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think it's funny because as we went on, we kind of took the role of this position more seriously.
Oh yeah.
And so we kind of had less tomfoolery. If
right.
That makes sense.
We kind of just like we went from we used to sit down to record and we would just talk and sit here while it's recording for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Right. We could have recorded like 2 episodes at the time of that. But yeah, so we have a lot of great memories.
Actually, I have one more like really good one to.
Yeah.
We I don't know if we could throw the clip in because it's literally like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was when it was early September, late September. We tried sitting down to record 2 episodes.
Oh my gosh.
And we just could not hold our composure for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. We'll run a clip of that.
Yeah, just like a snippet of it because it's literally 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was this for almost a whole hour where we just had no composure. So yeah, look at that one.
You good? Yeah. Keep going. I'm sorry, man. Come on.
All right, yeah. So that one was that we lost our minds. in
Yeah.
that, and we kind of just stood up and we're like, "What can we?" I'm pretty sure we took a pause and came back.
Yep,
to record
we
later.
had to.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it, and then boom, all of our laughs
Yeah.
were just out.
Yeah, we used it all, but it's just like those are the memories, and like at the end of the day, the podcast helps us just as much as you guys helps
Mhm.
you, and so it all does come full circle. So thank you guys so much.
And like as it continues to grow again, it's just it's so surreal and hard to put into words how crazy it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just people that have like let us know that we've made an impact,
Yeah,
or just anything like that. It's so crazy.
it really is.
And I
Yeah.
feel like I scooched over a little bit.
So yeah, it really just comes full circle, like at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
And so what do you have to say? I know we've kind of already talked about it. We can cut this part too, just
Mhm.
because I don't want to be saying this millions of times. But yeah, so because I know we already said like why you got to keep going,
Yeah,
but let's talk about like when you first hit like, I mean, we could talk about our drought even
yeah,
in August.
yeah,
1 subscriber.
yeah, yeah. August was a fun month for us. We gained 1 subscriber in the whole month of August.
Mhm.
Which if you guys have been with us since the beginning, we've had, I mean, I'd say probably on average like 7 or 8 subscribers.
Yeah.
And we had 3 months where we probably gained a total of like 10.
Yeah, if
And
that.
so we had a really dry spout for a couple months. And pretty much, I want to say the one thing that carried us through that and, you know, reminded us to sit down every week, record content, and put it out for you guys was because we knew the vision. The
Right.
vision wasn't to get more subscribers. The vision wasn't to get more views and likes. It's to spread a positive word.
Yep.
And we knew that those who needed it could listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's exactly, you know, the whole roots of Remember Why You Started.
Yep.
So
And so my advice is just like write it down, talk about it constantly. That is such an important factor because this applies to everything. I know we've been like specifically talking about our podcast because it's our anniversary here.
right.
But at the same time, like hit the gym, you don't see progress for a while sometimes. And so it's just that's how everything works. And it's for that. It's like that for a reason. And it's like I was telling my mom the other day. I was telling her, I was like, you know, this sounds really crazy to say, but it's kind of, it'd be so boring if we woke up tomorrow and had millions of
Yeah.
subscribers and all of this, because this
I'd be
journey
upset.
is so humbling.
Yeah, I would be very upset. And I think we preach that a lot. Is that you are on a journey and a path for a reason. If you were at the end, you wouldn't be ready to take on the responsibility and all the benefits of it. You wouldn't become the person you need to be by the end of the journey.
And I also wanted to squeeze in a shout out of a very recent fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too deep into fan shout outs because we could go on. There are some of you people out there that are just insane.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, we love all you guys.
But one person that's very recent, what is it?
Brandon?
Brandon
Yeah.
Ruffins.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, that's awesome. He's going video
Yeah.
by video.
He's literally commented on every video, starting at video 1, going up and explaining the message of the day, how it helps him. And it really is a daily reminder of why we do everything that we do.
Yeah.
And he switched over to Apple Podcasts recently, but he came back to our YouTube to let us know. He's like, hey, the reason I'm not commenting so much because I went over to Apple Podcasts. So shout out to you, man. If you're listening to this, we appreciate you.
Seriously. And whatever platform you're on, I mean, you don't have to switch over, but I feel like people don't realize how much we appreciate the interactions.
Yeah.
It seriously helps. Like we said, we have the board over there.
Mhm.
It's just those little interactions go a long way.
Yeah.
It just lets us know that we aren't just talking to a camera. And yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
it's just been an amazing journey. Really, we're just getting started. We already have some
Yeah.
pretty cool plans coming up.
Yeah, we have some awesome plans coming up.
And that's always my favorite part, just because I love creating it and then I love sharing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this has been insane. I'm gonna miss this studio.
I know. It's gonna be bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice moving up and on,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be sad leaving this behind us.
And so there's lots of upgrades coming. We can't wait to hit you guys with more content.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for an amazing 52 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, man. Like, I don't want to get too emotional because it's like,
right.
It's just a podcast. But,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, this is something that means the world to both Caleb and I.
And on a final note that I can think of, I guess, another thing that really drags you down is lack of encouragement from others and people who just want to hate on you.
Yeah.
Just, again, remember why you started.
Yeah.
None of that matters. It doesn't matter. No one has to see the vision.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, especially when we first started, there were so many people that were like, oh, just don't get your hopes up. I remember when we had like 150 subscribers, give or take.
Yeah.
I was talking to a coworker, and I don't think he meant anything bad about it, but he was just like, how many do you have? And I was like, oh, like 150 or so. And he's like, oh, I thought you had like 400 or 500 by the way you talk about it. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, right.
So just know that people can think you're crazy. People cannot see it. But if you just keep working at it and you really want it bad enough and you remember why you started, anything is possible.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's your vision. You don't need anyone else to see it. That's why it's yours.
Yep.
So remember why you started. Very simple, very quaint, but very important. It's a very powerful sentence.
And what better way to finish our season finale with some thank yous from some good friends of ours.
Yeah, so we reached out to all the guests we had, and so here are some videos from them just congratulating us. So we will roll those.
Hey, congratulations, guys. I'm proud that you made it a whole year. I can't believe you started this a whole year ago. I've seen how it's changed your life. I was on a show. It's changed mine. Knowing you guys, hearing your personalities and how you guys look at things has just been super helpful. I know it's probably helped a lot of other people, and I'm sure that this will, help you in the long run, and this whole podcast is going to change your life. Congrats, guys.
Hey, you guys, huge shout out to Positive Outlook, Caleb, Gabe. I appreciate you guys so much for having me on the show. It was an absolute blast. I got so much love for you guys, so much respect for you guys. Keep doing big things and making positive outlook on this world.
Congrats, Caleb and Gabe, on 1 year of officially doing the Positive Outlook podcast. That's honestly insane to me because it's just statistically proven that it's just hard to stay consistent with anything, especially when you're doing entertainment, podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever it may be. So the fact that y'all can talk about whatever for 20 to 30 minutes once a week and stay consistent with it for a full year, I applaud you both. And just getting close with y'all has helped me a lot in the past year tremendously. Getting to get close with y'all, y'all are always a phone call away, so it's always really cool to be able to just call you and get advice when I'm stressing out on anything or I just need a vent. I'm extremely blessed to know you guys, and I can't wait to see what else y'all do.
Hey, Gabe and Caleb, I want to give you guys a quick congratulations on the 1 year anniversary of the Positivity Podcast. Well done. It was a pleasure to be on the show, and keep up the great work. Cheers.
Congrats, Gabe and Caleb, on 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. And secondly, me and Ollie boy. We wanted to thank all the viewers and listeners out there. Gabe and Caleb couldn't do it without you guys, really.
All right. Very sweet. Listening to all of those, it's awesome. It's very touching. All of them have helped us out so much as well, so it's a two-way street. But we just want to say thank you once again, not only to all you guys, but to all of our guests we had on.
Seriously, you guys, I wish I had a favorite guest, but I don't. You guys have all delivered insane just experiences and thoughts and topics and just so much. I can't even put into words how much we appreciate you guys coming on. We loved having every single guest, whether it was in person, on we didn't ever do a guest on Discord. We did StreamYard and Zoom.
Yep.
So just the flexibility of you guys fitting us into your schedule, and again, just sharing everything there is to share. We'd love to have some recurring guests.
Yeah.
It's always open. And
second season coming out soon. It's going to be an awesome season. More positivity, more guests. And I think you guys are going to see a lot more vlogs from us.
Definitely.
We're going to get out a lot more this summer and go interact with the community.
Yeah, we're ready to hit the ground running with season 2. We're only taking a 2-week break.
Yeah, roughly.
And
Yeah.
maybe a 3rd week, but we'll be back soon.
Yeah.
And again, we're not stopping content. We do plan on dropping a couple vlogs.
Yep.
So you guys over on our podcast platforms, if you really miss us, head over to our YouTube.
Yep. You will see us doing some fun stuff on there.
And so for the last time this season, guys, thank you so much.
The last time for the season. Gosh, that sounds so sad. But thank you guys for an awesome 52 weeks. I can't say that this hasn't been an awesome experience for both of us. And
The ups and the downs.
it has turned out so much better than I even ever expected it to become. So thank you all so much. Much love to every single one of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. And have a great Monday.
Happy Monday.
Peace.
Wow.
That's sad, man.
Bring it in.
It's sad, but you're 52 weeks.